Hi, welcome everybody. Hi from Australia. My name is Chrissy and this is Penny, who I'm babysitting at the moment. Oh, she's just spotted somebody out the window. She's a bit protective like that. Now, it's the 14th of April and I just thought I'd get on and do a little catch-up video and we'll see what comes up for today. Look, a few of you were having trouble getting onto that Philip Vandenberg YouTube channel yesterday, but if you just send me a message, I'll just put one of the links to one of the videos underneath your name, and then you can just sort of find the rest of the videos from there, because there's a whole series of them really. So it's just great to hear people telling their stories and to finally hearing people supporting them and being able to tell their truths, and that's actually happening in the state of Queensland here in Australia. But they're connected with other people around the world, they said. So I'm guessing that this is happening in other places as well, other countries. So I think we can take that as a real positive today, that anyone being able to speak about their experiences is a great and good step moving forward. So that's what we wanted in April. We want these things to start coming out, and we want the truths to come out, because these people matter too. These people, there's even a fireman on there, there's nurses, doctors, like I said yesterday, that are all starting to talk about their truths in a safe and comfortable environment. So that's a positive. Now, I'm just going to close my eyes today and we'll just see. Sorry about Penny. She hogs the camera a little bit, doesn't she? We'll just see what comes up for the 14th of April. Now, I'm definitely getting that things have to be forgiven. So I feel like there's so many things that have happened to us over the last couple of years. And look, this is in all areas. This is in us as people. It's in society. But we have to let it go. Now, that's pretty much the message today. It's like the song in Frozen that we all know, let it go. Well, that's the message today, is we have to let things go. The thing is, when you hang on to emotions and feelings and anger and rage and any of these kind of things, all it does is it eats you alive inside. It almost becomes like a cancer that turns inward and it eats you alive. It doesn't affect the people out there who have been mean to you or the way you've been ostracized from society. It doesn't affect anything out there. The only person that affects is you. So the message is that you have to let go of, it's almost like, I guess, letting go of the past. You've got to step forward now in this moment as your future, because that's what you're wanting to create. You're wanting to create that new and fulfilled and happy life. An example of that for me was yesterday on my phone. A message came through from my local RSL club, which is just a big club here that they have poker machines and people dine there with their families and all that. And we have not been able to go there because we didn't have the green pass, of course. And the finish date for the freedom for the unjabbed rather, was December last year. And I just got a text yesterday saying they've now opened their doors to the unjabbed. So I don't think I'll be rushing there to have a meal very quickly, to be honest. But it still triggered in me that really frustrated response. So that's an example of these things and how they can still trigger us and how we have to let it go. Now, I had to work on that last night because I just became all like infuriated again. And these are the kind of things I'm talking about that we have to let go. Because what's the point? My husband and I kind of said, well, we're not going to go there for dinner. I think by going there, it would just remind us that, gee, isn't it nice that they're letting us in now? It's kind of like a bit, it just doesn't sit right, does it? So this is what I mean about you've got to let go of those like hurt feelings and the struggles that we've kind of been having in the last 2 years. You're going to get triggered again, like I was yesterday when I got that text on my phone that, oh, you're now allowed into our premises. And it really pissed me off, to be honest. And I'm sure you guys have had these experiences as well. Oh, God, yeah. She's tired today, where you're actually just struggling with some of these triggers and these emotions that go on. It's not easy to navigate. But anyway, moving on. I'll see what else comes up today, but definitely the message is to let go. Just don't hang on to things, because you're the only one that gets hurt by these things. You know, when I had to cut friends off Facebook as well, it actually felt quite empowering, to be honest, because it was like I took my power back. I wasn't going to stand by anymore and be treated that way by other people. I hadn't done anything wrong. So I had to make that sort of proactive choice to let certain people, as you guys probably have, let them go. But this is also about letting go of some of those feelings that can trigger us sometimes. You just have to kind of acknowledge they're there. I'm not saying press them down. Like, I talked to my husband about it, and he got the same text as well. And we just like shook our heads. And look, if anything, it's a bit laughable, isn't it? Because we both said at the same time, oh yeah, but let all the people in that are now had COVID. Like, here where we live, nearly everyone has had COVID. Tim and I somehow have managed to dodge that, but we do take our vitamin D, C, and zinc. Our daughters had it. Everybody I know that's jabbed has had it. So they would have been the ones taking it into the club. So this is where it's a lot for us to deal with. And I know, leave me comments down below and share with us some of your experiences, but I know these are the things that you guys have been going through as well, and we do get triggered. But that's why it's very important to let those things go, because harboring them, and hurts, resentments, and these kind of things is only toxic to you. So that's why you got to find that way to just keep moving forward and focus on like the tasks here at hand and where you're heading. Don't worry about those old things. It's almost like the universe just says, oh, how strong have you got? Are you really dealing with these things, Chrissy? Let's send you a text now and see if this irks you. And it did, I have to say. I am human. But it was another test for me to have to push through and go, you know what? I don't even want to go there anymore. And I haven't been there for over 2 years. And it was strange, because I actually said to Tim, they used our name in the text message. And I said, how did they know we were unjabbed? So it's almost like Big Brother is already watching, because I bet they didn't send that out as a universal text to everybody who's a member of the club. I'm not even a member there anymore. I haven't renewed my membership for 2 years. So I don't know how they got my name linked to an unjabbed sentence, which is very interesting, which is a bit of digital. It's almost like my medical status is out there now. Like, they've got us in our categories. They know who's complying and who's not complying, and I think that's pretty strong evidence right there, when they're using your name and your vaccination status in the same sentence. And that was something that was like not really even shocking, I guess, because we know where this is all headed, don't we, digitally. I'll just see what else we get today. So start letting go. Let go of those toxic feelings that are only going to ruin your life. We don't want that anymore. We've got to start living again. And you can almost feel, and I think you guys can feel out there too, that we're almost detached from all this that is going on and playing out. Like, we've taken that step back, and we are really watching the show now, because things are unfolding. Doctors are starting to come forward. Doctors who've lost their jobs. This is happening. And it might not just go kapow like overnight. And I said that to you, it wouldn't happen dramatically. That this is a process. People are waking up because this is a process of waking up. People have to wake up at their own pace. Now, I watched a video actually yesterday, which was quite weird. You could probably go YouTube this. It's called Aussie Cossack, and he's a bit of a character here in Australia, and he calls out a lot of the police and just the silly nonsense that we're all dealing with. And there was a guy working in a stand in Westfield here in Australia. I think it was probably in Sydney, I would say. And he was advertising COVID boosters. He was like giving people papers like, go and get your COVID booster. It was like a little pop-up stand. And Aussie Cossack's saying to people, do you want your booster? Come and here's your paperwork, get your booster. And everyone's like, nah. So many people were going, nah. and they'd walk past and that no one was interested in getting the booster. Now, I think we know why that's happening. So maybe that's another indicator that people are starting to see things. But when they're pushing that fourth booster, I think people are really starting to get alarmed now. And that was here in Australia, like Aussie Cossack. Look him up, you might see that video. It was actually pretty funny. People were just like, no. And the security came and tried to throw him out of the shopping centre. Oh, it's just, sometimes you need to have a good laugh, don't you? Because the world's so serious and everything and all dramatic that having a good laugh, sometimes I just laughed at it because you just know what people must be thinking. Imagine just being told you need a fourth booster. And meanwhile, you probably had COVID once, maybe twice, and then you're still having jabs pushed down your throat. Oh my goodness, you'd have to be asking a lot of questions. I'll just see what else we get today. Now, these political leaders are very cunning. I'm getting that. They're so smart and they are so clever. And look, for anyone in Canada, gosh, my heart goes out to you in Canada because I know that Trudeau is such a manipulative person. Oh my goodness, he just weasels his way through that parliament, doesn't he? And implements things and takes everybody's voices away over and over again. And it is a real struggle for you. And I really get that breathlessness and that tight chest and that anxiety in Canada. I understand that. So don't think I've forgotten about you over there because I know your struggles are very real and they're very challenging at the moment. We've currently got an election coming ourselves here in Australia. I talked about that. It's coming in May. And yesterday, the opposition leader, because they're doing their, what do they call it? Leading up to the election, they do their campaigning, that's the word. And yesterday he was talking to someone and he looked at the camera and he said, and we're going to build back better. And I nearly fell off the chair because that's the quote, isn't it? As we all know, from the Great Reset. Now, when something spills out of somebody's mouth, that's a red flag and an alarm bell right there. So Australia's in a world of pain as well because we've got pretty much both prime ministers we know are part of the reset agenda now. That's pretty much confirmed that. So basically we're all in a bit of a pickle. and that's what I'm getting globally. We're still in a pickle. That's why the information getting out is so crucial to our plight and our journey moving forward. Like I explained the other day, the window is still slightly open. It's not shut on us yet. Because the good part is that it's almost like because people are waking up, they're wanting to push the window open. So it's like the window's trying to get closed, but people are wanting the fresh air. They want to be able to breathe. And they're trying to push the window back open. And this is what they're trying to dig. They're trying to find out. They're wanting to get to the truths. And they want to find these things out. What's really going on? Why? There was... no joke, in Queensland, I think she's a Queensland health minister or might be New South Wales. Oh, I'm not sure who she is. But anyway, there was a video on yesterday with this health minister here in Australia and she was saying how heart conditions are on the rise. They're like 40% up in hospitals. And she was standing there saying, we have no idea why this is on the increase and it's a mystery to us as well. I don't know. And you just watch that stuff and you go, what? But I'm telling you, people out there in society have to be seeing it. Why would heart conditions be 40% on the rise? The only thing that's changed is people are getting, as we know, things put into their system. I won't say too much because YouTube really does check everything. So, I mean, how can people not question that now when it's so obvious and so in their face? So this is what I'm saying to anyone watching this video. Have patience. Let things go. Have patience. Sit back and watch the show because things are unfolding. They're not Speedy Gonzales and it's all just unraveling and here's the truth, everybody. Like I said, that's never going to happen. It's going to be a process and it is coming out though. There's been no herd immunity. I get that again. These variants are going around and around and around, and they just keep swapping the narrative and saying it spreads faster or it makes you sicker, or it just, people are sort of starting to query. And if people are querying, that's good, because they're going to start doing their own research. So look at that as a positive as well. People are querying things, and when people query things, even one of the media people on one of our morning programs, he actually was interviewing a doctor the other week, and he actually said that, well, 4 jabs, haven't we had enough? Because this guy was also talking about the flu as well, and he said, God, we're like pincushions. Isn't that enough? So you've got to remember too that people don't know what's in these jabs, and they also don't know where this is all heading. And now they're starting to find out that this could be a permanent thing. That's when people start to panic and they start to worry and wonder what the hell is going on. I mean, no one likes a needle at the best of times, but imagine being told, and I know for anyone who's got diabetes, that's a challenge, to have to jab yourself constantly. That's not an easy thing to even have to deal with. So this is a reality of their future moving forward that they have to face. And that's why I said the other week that a lot of them are at a real crossroads. Do I get off this train that I hopped on many months ago, and do I stop now? Or do I get on another train, go in another direction, or do I just stay at this platform? There's a lot of crossroads going on now for them. Not you watching this video, because we've already removed ourselves. There's a lot of people who might be watching this video who are feeling confused about all of this that's happening. And it's never too late to jump off and protect yourself from pretty much the lies and deception that people have been fed for the last 2 years. We know that's definitely been happening. And it's a very hard situation, because when media is involved and they're owned by the elites, it's very hard to get information out, because you're only getting one side of the story. Like I said here, they're putting on protests. There was one on the Harbour Bridge, for example, yesterday, and they actually said that there was only like 4 people there. It looked very staged to me. It almost looked like the same people that were in the one the other day. And they keep using the excuse that they're blocking the streets and how do they disrupt people's lives. And meanwhile, in government here, they're passing bills about protesting's not going to be allowed. It's going to be stamped out. Big, heavy fines. You go to jail if you're impeding other people's lives and causing traffic chaos. Which is pretty much any protest. If you think about a protest, they usually march along the road and these sort of things, don't they? So this is what's been happening. They're almost staging protests. And even on the news, they said, oh, they had a secret tip-off, so there was like all these extra police ready and waiting to pounce. So they already had it all set up. The police were already there. It was a big show, the cameras. Oh, funny, all the media was there ready to take all the footage. I mean, you have to question so many things now. You don't even know what's true. So I call it out all the time, because it just even looks fake. They're not like real protesters. Real protesters don't carry on like the way some of those were. It was just ridiculous. And, you know, people have no clue. I'm not joking. People have no clue that meanwhile they're passing bills and using these as the narrative and the excuse to put them through. So, look, people have to start seeing things. I'm telling you, if there's anyone with any nous out there, you'd have to be looking at that and thinking, well, this is very strange. It just doesn't add up. Again, it's getting back to the maths, like 3 + 6 = 50. Like, people are going, that's not making any sense. And meanwhile, over here, we've got all the prices of everything going up, and the government gives us a little teaser and drops the petrol prices just for a little bit. Well, we're heading into the campaign trail for the voting. That's here in Australia anyway. So they're just giving us little dangling carrots, I suppose you could say. I'm sure this is happening wherever you are. I'll just see what else I get for today. Ooh, I get conspiracy theorists no more. That's positive. Conspiracy theories have been very mislabeled. conspiracy theories have a very dynamic view to them. Unfortunately, it's a dismissive view that people try and push aside. Now, the thing is, it's very hard to push aside things that are becoming truth and facts. Now, if you're anyone who's been labeled as a conspiracy theorist, I would just sit back and I would just let this play out now. And that's the message I'm going to give you today, is just to sit back, like I said, and watch the show, because we're not actually in that show anymore. We're like the audience. If you think of a cinema and the movies on the big screen, we're in the audience eating our popcorn, drinking our refreshments, and we're just sitting enjoying the show. The movie is playing out right before our very eyes, and that's what the guys are telling me today. This is like a big movie. Now, there's like paid actors, there's the main characters, there's the little plebs that do whatever they're told in the movie. You've got the false scenery. There's a lot going on in this movie, and it could be like a top rating movie, actually, because a lot of people are watching it, but a lot of people are going to want to watch it from the seating position where you guys are. They're going to want to step out of that movie and they're going to come and sit next to you in that cinema to watch what's going on out there. People are starting to remove themselves from that narrative. They don't like it. And I think we could probably as well put a lot of that down to Shanghai and some of those videos and things, that information that is filtered out. That has been shocking. For anyone who has viewed some of those things, it's just inhumane, separating children from their parents, murdering people's pets. This is complete insanity. People screaming from high-rise buildings and yelling all night. That's inhumane. That is a way of destroying people's souls and their mental state. And this is why now, if you're watching this video, be prepared for people to come and stand and sit with you now, because they're getting out of that movie and they're coming down and they're wanting to share the popcorn. So look, the message today is definitely to let things go, but it's also to remain stable in your seat at the movie theatre and just keep watching that show and let this unfold, because I'm telling you, it is unfolding, and the guides are very adamant that it is becoming clearer and clearer. To a lot of people, it's almost like the clouds are parting and the blue skies and the sunshine is coming and starting to put a light on these things, which is what I said yesterday. It's like shining a spotlight on the truths. They're coming out. So I want you to hold that inside of you today. Know that the truths are coming out. You're not alone. We've all battled through this journey. And if you're watching this video, I know sometimes it's very hard to keep going when you're in countries like Canada, America. You've got a lot of changes going on there. There's so much happening around the place. Sweden, Netherlands, Iceland, look, Finland, New Zealand. I've got a lot of people that watch from New Zealand, Western Australia. You've been like isolated over there. Look, this has not been easy, but we can do this. We've got through 2 years of being completely ostracized from our societies, friends, families, this is, you name it, but we're still standing, and we're now providing that stability for people. You know, I've said that in a couple of videos before. It's like you're throwing the life buoy now, and you're just keeping people afloat with your information, and they're slowly swimming towards you. So just allow them to swim towards you, and by letting go, you're allowing those people to kind of really find out the truths and to get their footing again. Because I tell you what, they're at that crossroads and they're feeling really lost in what direction to go. So it's almost like the lighthouse in the storm, isn't it? You just flash your light and be the lighthouse in the storm, and those people out in the life buoys who have fallen off the ships in the storm, they'll come swimming towards that light, which is pretty much the light workers, the freedom fighters, people fighting back against mandates. I think you're going to be surprised how in the next few months you're going to get a lot more support sort of we're going to get a lot more support behind us, because we're going to see that the truths are coming out, and that's going to make us feel more stable and a lot more happy that we're not going mad, and we've not been crazy, and we've not made this up, and we're not conspiracy theorists. This is happening. This is our reality now. We are the strength, and we're providing the info for people to start to see it. So I want you to hold that in your mind today. Keep sharing, keep spreading information. They're trying to push the window open to get some fresh air, these people that are freaking out now at the crossroads. So look, take care, stay strong, keep throwing out the life, boys. Shine your light like the lighthouse as well, and let people weather that storm. But that's their storm. We're stable on solid ground now. Okay, thanks for watching today, and I'll say goodbye from Penny and goodbye from me. I'm about to take her for a walk down to the park and get a coffee, aren't we? Hey to all my viewers that have coffee with me in the mornings. I love you guys watching and commenting. It's great. Hit those like buttons below. Please comment. I love chatting to you and hearing from you. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in that next video. Bye from Australia. Take care, everybody.